Hi folks, we're going to take a look at number 15 from page 195. So here they want us to find these unknowns a and b such that this function has a vertical asymptote of x equals 5 and a horizontal asymptote of y equals -3. Okay, so here we've got a rational function. It's a linear over a linear, so it makes sense that there would be a horizontal asymptote other than y equals 0. Okay, but I'm actually going to start with the vertical asymptote here. So in order for this to have a vertical asymptote of x equals 5, it means that when x equals 5, the denominator needs to be equal to 0. Okay, so that's when I'm going to have a vertical asymptote here, is when the denominator is equal to 0. And if I want the asymptote to be x equals 5, I need this to happen when x is equal to 5. So 3 minus, this will just be 5b. Has to be equal to 0, so 3 is equal to 5b, so b is just equal to 3 over 5. Okay, so there we go. We've actually already found one of our unknowns. Now the second part is that it needs to have a horizontal asymptote of y equals -3. So in order to find the horizontal asymptote of this type of rational, we just have to look at the quotient of the two leading terms. Now be careful here, this is written with the x term second, so the leading term is still -b, okay, coefficient of the highest power of x. So here we have that a over -b needs to be equal to -3. Okay, so that means a has to be equal to +3 times b, and I already know what b is equal to, so a is just equal to 3 times 3 over 5. So a is just 9 over 5. Oh, sorry, there we go. So a has to be 9 over 5 and b is 3 over 5. Right. Now, I guess technically we really should check something here, because while we normally have a vertical asymptote when the denominator is equal to 0, okay, the only hitch could be if the numerator is also equal to 0 at that same x value. So as a check here, we really should be showing that when the denominator is 0, the numerator is not 0 also. Okay, now remember, denominator is 0 when x is equal to 5. Okay, so let's make sure that the numerator is not equal to 0 when x is equal to 5. So a now we know is 9 over 5. Okay, let's get that right. 9 over 5 times x, which here we're only interested at 5, plus 5. 5's cancel out, and of course 9 plus 5 is not equal to 0. Okay, so that means when the denominator is equal to 0, the numerator is not also equal to 0, in which case we would have a whole. Okay, but that's not the case here. So that's it for this one. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. We use the fact that we knew lots of stuff about this type of rational function. In particular, we get a vertical asymptote when the denominator is equal to 0 at that x value, and the horizontal asymptote of this type of rational is given by the quotient of the leading terms of both numerator and denominator. Okay, that's it for this one.